Okay, so we got some breaking news. China and US have come to an agreement on the tariff and they have removed it, and dropshipping just got 10 times easier. In this video, I'll be explaining everything that just happened this morning and how it applies to you and to the future of dropshipping. This is the biggest news we've had over the last few months related to the tariff, and it's going to directly increase or decrease your pricing. And I'm going to explain everything that you need to know. So first things first, let's take a look at the interview that happened this morning on the US side.
I believe that the venue here on Lake Geneva added great equanimity to what was a very positive process. We have reached an agreement
there we go.
On a 90-day pause.
90-day pause.
And substantially moved down the tariff levels. Both sides on the reciprocal tariffs will move their tariffs down 115%.
Wow. I love how you paused right after that. 115% and then paused. So they're actually bringing this tariff down 115% from what it was. That is an absolute game changer. Let's take a look at this one.
Friendly. The relationship is very good. We're not looking to hurt China. China was being hurt very badly. They were closing up factories. They were having a lot of unrest. And they were very happy to be able to do something with us. And the relationship is very, very good. They have very few restrictions. And they didn't open their country to us. Never made sense to me. It's not fair. And they've agreed to open China, fully open China. And I think it's going to be fantastic for China. I think it's going to be fantastic for us. And I think it's going to be great for unification and peace. China will also suspend and remove all of its non-monetary barriers. They've agreed to do that. Well, they're very...
I'm going to explain what everything means.
The biggest thing that came out of that meeting is they've agreed. Now we have to get it papered, but they've agreed to open up China. I'd like to go back to China just for a second. They're very heavy on the fentanyl. We're charging them, as you know, 20% for the fact that they send fentanyl into our country.
Okay, let me go ahead and explain everything that you need to know about what happened this morning, okay? First things first, China and the United States have agreed to a 90-day pause in the escalating trade war, which has posed risks to the global economy, okay? Over the last few months, this whole tariff situation obviously increased pricing for everybody. A lot of shipments have been delayed. Some even are still at the port. People had 145% tariff on all products coming inside to the United States. Now, as part of the agreement, the reciprocal tariffs will be reduced 115%. So from 145%, it has now been reduced to just 30%, okay? Anything going in from the US to China will be dropped to 10%, and anything coming in from China into the US will now fall to 30%. Now, why does China get 10% and the US 30%? Okay? This is due because Trump has introduced this tariff for fentanyl products, okay? China sends a lot of fentanyl into the US, and because of that, China is now paying an extra 20% on any products coming to the US, okay? Now, this will take place in 2 days. It does not take place today. It takes place on May 14th. So depending on when you're watching this video, it may have already taken place, okay? Now, the US officials and China officials met in person in Geneva, which is beautiful. They met there to discuss negotiations when it comes to the tariffs, okay? And during the talks, both sides agreed to a 90-day pause on any new trade actions while they renegotiate, okay? Both countries stood up for their interests. We're both aiming for fair, balanced trade, and the U.S. is going to continue pushing in that direction, okay? Now, neither side wanted to cut each other out. Obviously, the U.S. and China need each other. Almost all our products that come into the U.S. come from China, so U.S. needs China, but China also needs the U.S. customer base and the e-commerce sellers, okay? Now, AliExpress last week actually stopped shipping a lot of their product to the US. So for those who dropship and use AliExpress as a supplier, then you probably realize that you're in big trouble, right? Now, we'll have to wait and see how long it takes for AliExpress to update things on their end. Since many sellers have halted their US shipping entirely, they also need to adjust their shipping settings on their platform. If you've been following me, you know my plan for the tariff all along was to not stop selling to the US because we use private suppliers and we weren't affected barely, okay? When I tell you, like, some of our products went from, $7 cost of goods to $11, and we're still selling for $40, $50, $60, right? So it didn't really affect us that much because we're using private suppliers, and drop shipping had less tariffs than those who are bulking into the US. So if you want to make sure that you actually get the right pricing and avoid shipping delays, you need to be using a private supplier. I'll tell you who I use. I'll leave in the description the private supplier that I use, okay? Now, big tariffs at checkout. Over the last 2 weeks, additional tariffs have been applied to nearly all products shipped from US from AliExpress. These tariffs were 150% of the product's original price at checkout. And the reason was obviously because of the huge tariffs that the US had to pay, okay? China had to pay. But at the end of the day, it was the US people who had to pay it, okay? AliExpress has not updated the tariff calculation system to reflect the new guidelines. Make sure you're using a private supplier. It's very important. And even, if there wasn't tariffs, you need to be using a private supplier to have fast shipping, to have the best pricing, and to just have full transparency so you don't have to worry about any of these issues at scale. Now, what does this mean for dropshippers? From the beginning, I was very clear. Do not stop pushing, because a lot of people that I know got very scared because of this tariff. They said, oh no, it's not a good time to, scale your products, to start drop shipping. And I told them that it is going to go away. And this whole thing was a negotiation strategy from the beginning. And the people who listen to me are very happy right now. The situations like this are just to shake out the weak, okay? It's very important to remember that anytime something like this happens, it's just shaking out the people who are, scared and on the sidelines, want an excuse not to go all in on their business. But now is the best time to go all in. Now that we have these tariffs coming down, Facebook ads has never been better. It's crushing for us. And I'll show you, okay, one of my stores here. Okay, these are just some of the payouts that I'm getting from my stores. We have a $7,000 payout coming in. It's crushing it for us right now. Okay, these are stores. Look, May 8th, May 7th, 6th. Every single day I'm getting payouts to my bank account from my store. It's crushing it right now, and you need to be utilizing the correct strategies to really make e-commerce work for you, okay? Now, AI has been exploding. There's so many amazing tools with AI, and it's making, drop shipping much easier because now we do things way branded. Before, we did the traditional way of drop shipping where we had crappy looking stores. We sold gimmicky products. Now we go after our branded outlook, and it's 10 times easier to do it and to look like a brand as if you created the product because of AI. So we're using a lot of different AI tools and prompts. I'm actually just created a prompt to create a product page in literally 10 seconds. It'll generate you the entire page, everything from A to Z, and I'm going to be releasing that to my private students. Now, utilize the right suppliers so you can actually go ahead and scale properly. And if you want to apply to work with me so you can actually crush it in 2025, this year, with branded dropshipping, and you want to get access to my new AI prompts, systems, suppliers, my step-by-step guide, my private mentorship for questions along the way, and actual support. The mentorship is lifetime. We're going to help you step-by-step through everything and help you crush it. Of course, you want to apply. The link will be in the description below. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and keep scaling. I'll see you in the next one.